My dear students, welcome back to our channel. Students, in this video I am explaining Telangana Intermediate First Semester. Subject Commerce. Important questions and answers. Let's start quick revision. Part C. Theory questions. Very short questions, 2 marks. First important question is 1. Define sole proprietorship. Sole proprietorship is a type of business owned and run by a single person. The owner has full control over the business and keeps all the profits but is also responsible for any losses or debts. It is the simplest form of business with minimal legal requirements. Example, a local street vendor selling snacks or a small tailoring shop run by one person are both examples of sole proprietorships. Next important question is 2. Define business. Business refers to the activity of producing, selling, or providing goods or services to make a profit. It involves the exchange of goods or services for money. Businesses can range from small shops to large companies. Example, a local bakery selling cakes and bread, or a smartphone company like Samsung, both are businesses. Their goal is to provide something valuable to customers and earn money in return. Next important question is 3. What is employment? Employment refers to a situation where a person works for someone else or a company in exchange for money, benefits, or other rewards. The person doing the work is called an employee, and the company or person hiring them is called an employer. Example, a teacher working in a school, a driver working for a taxi service, or a cashier in a grocery store are all examples of employment. They work for a salary or wages. Next important question is 4. What is entrepot trade? Entrepot trade refers to the import of goods to one country, which are then stored and re-exported to other countries without significant change. It acts as a trading hub or middleman between countries. Example, Singapore is an example of entrepot trade. Goods from China, like electronics, are imported into Singapore, stored, and then re-exported to other countries like India or the United States. This helps in global trade by connecting different markets. Next important question is 5. What do you mean by working capital? Working capital refers to the money a business needs to manage its day-to-day operations, like paying bills, purchasing raw materials, and covering other short-term expenses. It is calculated by subtracting current liabilities, debts due soon, from current assets, cash, inventory, etc. Example, if a business has 50,000 rupees in cash and inventory but owes 30,000 rupees in bills, its working capital is 20,000 rupees. This money helps the business run smoothly without facing financial problems. Next important question is 6. Who is promoter? A promoter is a person or group who creates and helps set up a new business or company. They play a key role in raising capital, developing the business idea, and making it operational. Promoters often handle the legal and financial steps to establish the company. Example, in the case of a startup tech company, the founder who develops the idea, raises money from investors, and helps launch the business is the promoter. Next important question is 7. What is Memorandum of Association? Memorandum of Association is a legal document that outlines the main objectives, powers, and scope of a company. It defines the company's purpose, its name, registered address, and the amount of capital it can raise. It is required to register a company and helps in ensuring that the company operates within the law. Example, for a company that manufactures clothes, the MOA would include details about the business purpose, making clothes, and its allowed activities. Next important question is 8. What is cooperative society? A cooperative society is a group of people who come together to work for their mutual benefit. Members pool their resources, share profits, and make decisions together. The goal is to help each other, especially in areas like buying goods, selling products, or providing services. Example: a milk cooperative society where local farmers join together to sell milk to a larger market, getting better prices and sharing the profits equally. Next important question is 9. What is retained earnings? Retained earnings refer to the profits a company keeps after paying dividends to shareholders. Instead of distributing all the profits, the company saves a portion for reinvestment in the business, like expanding operations or paying off debts. Example: if a company earns 1 lakh rupees in profit and pays 30,000 rupees as dividends, the remaining 70,000 rupees becomes retained earnings, which can be used for future growth or investments. Next, Part G. Theory questions and accounting problems, 2 marks. First important question is 1. What is bookkeeping? Bookkeeping is the process of recording all financial transactions of a business. It helps track income, expenses, and other financial activities. For example, when a shop sells goods for 1,000 rupees, the sale is recorded in the books. This ensures that the business knows how much money it has made or spent. Bookkeeping helps maintain organized financial records, which are important for decision-making and preparing financial statements like the balance sheet and profit and loss account. Next important question is 2. What is suspense account? A suspense account is a temporary account used to record transactions when there is uncertainty or an error in accounting. It helps to keep the books balanced while the issue is being resolved. For example, if a payment of 5,000 rupees is not clearly identified, it is temporarily recorded in the suspense account. Once the correct details are found, the amount is moved to the correct account. It ensures the trial balance is correct while resolving discrepancies. Next important question is 3. What is voucher? A voucher is a written document that supports a financial transaction. It serves as proof for recording entries in the books of accounts. For example, when a business pays 2,000 rupees for office supplies, the voucher will include details like the date, amount, and purpose of the transaction. Vouchers help in maintaining accurate records and provide evidence for the transaction, which is important for audits and verifying financial activities. Next important question is 4. What is the meaning of adjustment? Adjustment in accounting refers to changes made to financial records to ensure they reflect accurate and up-to-date information. Adjustments are made at the end of an accounting period. For example, if a business has earned 1,000 rupees in revenue but hasn't received the payment yet, an adjustment is made to record the revenue and show it as accounts receivable. Adjustments help match income and expenses to the correct period, ensuring accurate financial statements. Next important question is 5. What is contra entry? A contra entry is a transaction that involves both a debit and a credit in the same account, typically in the cash or bank accounts. It's used to record transfers between different accounts. For example, if 5,000 rupees is transferred from the cash account to the bank account, it is a contra entry. The cash account is credited, money goes out, and the bank account is debited, money comes in. It helps in adjusting balances within accounts without affecting the overall total. Next important question is 15. Journalize the following transactions. Here are the journal entries for the transactions you provided. 1st January 2020, Mr. Krishna commenced business with 90,000 rupees. This transaction represents the introduction of capital into the business by Mr. Krishna. We will debit the cash account, since the capital is assumed to be brought in cash, and credit the capital account to show the owner's investment. Journal entry. 1st January 2020 cash 90,000. Capital 90,000. 5th January 2020 purchased goods from Amar 15,000 rupees. This transaction represents a purchase of goods on credit. We will debit the purchases account, as it represents an expense, and credit Amar's account, since it's a credit transaction with Amar. Journal entry. 5th January 2020 purchases 15,000. Amar, creditor, 15,000. 10th January 2020, cash sales 10,000 rupees. This transaction represents cash sales. We will debit the cash account, as cash is received, and credit the sales account, since the sale has occurred. Journal entry. 10th January 2020 cash 10,000. Sales 10,000. 12th January 2020 paid rent by check 4,000 rupees. This transaction represents a payment for rent by check. We will debit the rent expense account, as it is an expense, and credit the bank account, as payment is made via check. Journal entry. 12th January 2020 rent expense 4,000. Bank 4,000. Summary of journal entries. 1. 1st January 2020. Debit, cash 90,000 rupees. Credit, capital 90,000 rupees. 2. 5th January 2020. Debit, purchases 15,000 rupees. Credit, Amar, creditor, 15,000 rupees. 3. 10th January 2020. Debit, cash 10,000 rupees. Credit, sales 10,000 rupees. 4. 12th January 2020. Debit, rent expense 4,000 rupees. Credit, bank 4,000 rupees. These are the journal entries for the given transactions. Next important question is 18. Write the opening entry as on 1st April 2020 from the following. Opening entry as on 1st April 2020. An opening entry is passed at the start of a new accounting period to record the assets, liabilities, and capital of the business as they stand on the opening date. This entry is made to transfer the balances from the old books, if it's the start of the business or a new financial year, into the books of accounts. The opening entry is made by considering all the assets, debited, and liabilities, credited, along with the capital. Given information. Debtors is equal to 16,000 rupees. Creditors is equal to 10,000 rupees. Bills receivable is equal to 9,000 rupees. Furniture is equal to 4,500 rupees. Bank overdraft is equal to 5,000 rupees. Business premises is equal to 30,000 rupees. Opening entry. The opening entry will record the assets on the debit side and the liabilities on the credit side. The difference between total assets and total liabilities will be the capital of the business. Step 1. Calculate the capital. Assets, debtors plus bills receivable plus furniture plus business premises is equal to 16,000 rupees plus 9,000 rupees plus 4,500 rupees plus 30,000 rupees is equal to 59,500 rupees. Liabilities, creditors plus bank overdraft is equal to 10,000 rupees plus 5,000 rupees is equal to 15,000 rupees. Now, calculate capital. Capital is equal to assets, liabilities. Capital is equal to 59,500 rupees to 15,000 rupees is equal to 44,500 rupees. The opening journal entry. Explanation. Debtors, bills receivable, furniture, and business premises are assets, so they are debited. Bank overdraft and creditors are liabilities, so they are credited. Capital is the balancing figure, and it is credited to balance the entry. This is the opening entry as on 1st April 2020. I hope you understand easily each question. All the best, students, for your upcoming exam. For other subject quick revision. Important questions. Previous question papers. And syllabus. Links are available in description. Check out once. Thank you for watching. Like and share this video with your friends.